So I thought it'd be handy to do a quick guide on how to do some fast, easy amateur videos that look good, that get your message across and without distracting people from technical problems. Number one, always video in landscape, not portrait. Portrait is awkward from an editing perspective and from a viewing perspective. We do view in portrait on phones, which obviously is a popular device, but we can also observe in landscape quite nicely on phones as well, whereas portrait on things like computers, on video screens, on cinema screens, etc. look wrong. When videoing something, it's quite nice to pick your main focus point and just keep a steady view upon it, in landscape of course. Try to find something to rest upon, like a gate post or a handy piece of equipment. I'm actually just standing with my feet in a tripod, apart, with my arms fixed to my side to try and give me a steady filming platform. I do have a dog, which is challenging, so don't ever take your dog on film site with you because they'll do that. And so therefore, don't try to follow a scene either. So when you're on something, don't move your camera around. Try to keep it as still as possible. Or if you are going to video in a kind of like panning mode, as I've said before, bring your arm in close and tight to you like this, and I can't repeat often enough, don't have a dog. Then when you're panning, you should have a fairly stable base to move slowly around. Now, it may feel painfully slow to you, but I can't emphasize enough how slowly you should go, or indeed that you shouldn't have a dog. If you want to capture kind of the length of something, again, the key is about steadiness and slowness. So if you're kind of wanting to sweep up, just do it really slowly. I can speed it up if we need to, but the key is about making sure we have something that is slow and steady that I can speed up, rather than looking along something to look at it, which gives you immediately a bouncing movement on the camera and a unsteady focus. And quite often if you're walking, you're not thinking about what you're looking at with the camera, so you might be looking ahead because that's safer, so your camera might be going all over the place. So far better to remain still and do a slow, steady movement that I can speed up later. You can try doing interesting things with something of focal interest, such as bending down and kind of resting on the floor and taking a very low shot, which can be very interesting. Do think about where your main light source is coming from. If it's the sun, then you don't really want to be looking into the sun if you're trying to focus on an object in front of you. You might want to change the angle of the shot so that what you're looking at is far more interesting with the light upon it. And obviously don't have a dog whining in the background. Or maybe you want to turn around completely and go to the other side of the thing that you're looking at and get a totally different angle. At the end of your shot, leave a little bit of time where you're just tailing off, allowing me some space to stitch videos together. Another thing you might want to consider when putting together a film is just having a person dedicated to taking the videos. They really don't want to be distracted by having lots of other jobs. Before even taking the video, you might want to think about a number of shots you really want when putting it together. You might want to find out some things about the location, how you're going to be able to access certain parts of it, what things you really want to capture on film, and what things you really don't want to capture on film. Don't worry about background noise too much because I can edit that down, but if you're trying to record audio at the same time, then this is obviously a consideration. I can only do so much editing out of surrounding sound. If you are using audio on any of your videos, then leave me a few seconds either end of the video shot, just to allow me something to edit in on. Otherwise we can end up losing bits of speech. When putting together videos, if you want to include any audio, you might want to record the videos first and then add the audio afterwards.